Today, I'm breaking down one of the most powerful smart money concept combination. It's literally liquidity grab and order block confirmation. This setup gives you clean structure, precise entries, small stop losses, and strong follow-through trades with zero confusion. So if you've ever struggled with order blocks or felt like the market keeps grabbing your stop loss, this video will finally set you free so that you make some money in this game. So I want you to get right into this video. I want you to understand that you need a pen and a notepad because I'm about to drop some solid gems that can literally transform your trading. So stay until the end because I'm going to give you a 6-step formula to make profits. And guess what? Number 6 is the best aspect of it. So make sure you're locked in. Let's get into it. Welcome back, traders. I want you to tell me in the comments where you're actually watching this video from. I'm in the UK and it's a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you're getting value from all the content that I've been delivering here. Now, if you have, I want you to hit that thumbs up and I want you to hit that hype button down below to hype this video so that many other individuals who are probably struggling with their trading could literally find content that can help them to elevate and make profits. So hype the video up, click that hype button, hype this up so many others can literally see it. With that said, let's get right into the video. First, let's simplify liquidity. Liquidity is where you've got the cluster of stop losses. So whether you are a double top trader looking for equal highs, or a double bottom trader looking for equal lows, or a trend line trader looking for support along your trend line, you are literally looking at liquidity zones and using them to fuel your stop loss. I want you to understand that even if you're a sessions trader and you look at the session highs and the session lows, liquidity resides at the high as well as at the low. I want you to understand that if you look at psychological levels, liquidity resides along these levels. So the market will wick through these levels, grab liquidity, and then move in the real direction. So a liquidity grab is not a breakout. It's not. It's literally manipulation. It's engineered. It's intentional because it's the fuel for the next move, for the big move, the real move. A liquidity grab comes before every big move, and you have to understand that. So now let's talk about the next piece to the puzzle. And this one is all about order blocks. Now, an order block is the last candle before a strong displacement move. It literally shows institutional orders. It shows the imbalance that's there with price. And it literally shows where banks have entered into the market and where price will often return. Basically, these are literally the driving force behind smart money order blocks. You have to understand that a bullish order block is the last down candle before a strong move up. A bearish order block is a last up candle before a strong drop. The purpose of an order block is quite specific. It's a place where smart money has previously positioned themselves. It's a future area for retest. And literally, it's a high probability entry zone that you can begin to take advantage of. So order blocks work best when combined with liquidity. So let's get into why this deadly combo actually works. Here's why liquidity grab and order blocks make a deadly combo. The number one thing that you have to understand is that liquidity is manipulation. It shows you the manipulation. Order blocks show you smart money's intention. And together, what they do is to show you the exact turning point for you to get an insight as to what's about to come. So I want you to understand that when the market sweeps liquidity, it will return to the order block. And it will show displacement because that's smart money's blueprint. the exact footprint that they leave behind so that you know the right direction to follow them with. And I want you to understand that I'm going to be breaking down this entry model. I'm going to keep it simple, step by step. So make sure you've got your pens and your notepads because we're about to get real deep into some SMC. You know it. We're going to go through the simple 6-step when it comes on to this liquidity order block setup. And this works with any pair in all markets, right? So I want you to start off with identifying your liquidity areas. So we're going to take our horizontal tool and we're going to mark our highs here, right around this level. You've got highs. So there's a lot of liquidity resting above this area. And you can literally see around here, we've got equal lows. So we're going to be tapping into them, right? Just kind of tap it here a bit. There we go. Perfect. So these are our levels, basically. Yeah. Now, that's number one. Once you've identified liquidity, you need to wait patiently for price to grab the liquidity either along the low or at the highs. You want to be patient until that follows through. So your goal is to sit on your hands and wait. You're waiting for the liquidity to be taken. Remember, what we ideally want to see is a candle through the level. Absolutely lovely. Did you see that? This is what we're waiting for. Price above this liquidity area, grabbing all the liquidity, triggering all the stop losses along this area. And now you can literally see that lovely wick rejection. All right, so we've waited. Now that's step 2, where we see the whole idea of price grabbing the liquidity. Now we continue to wait to see how price will react around this area. And we're absolutely seeing something phenomenal, which is an order block being formed, right? Because if you look at the size of this candle, you can literally see that smart money is at play. Look at all the other candles before. They were just so tiny, right? All retail traders in the market. Now this is a £5 million order, right? This is a big order that has been plunged into the market, and you can literally see that smart money bought so that they could get some sales plugged in. So this is now showing us clear intention. So we are looking now for an order block, right? And we'll allow price to continue doing its thing. Now, whilst it does what it will do, we're going to highlight this order block. Remember, look, we're looking bearish. So the order block is going to be this last candle, which is this green candle here, from wick to wick. All right, that's your order block. And what we want is to see price trade back into here for confirmation, right? We want to see that whole idea of price coming back into here to retest. So ideally speaking, we've got our order block identified. With our order block, we can see clear displacement with this huge bearish engulfing candle, right? So we're waiting now for price to come back into this zone so that we're able to take a setup, right? So let's be patient and allow price to come back and get us, right? Now, fundamentally, you want to see the wick rejection around this level, right? Phenomenal stuff, seeing the wick rejection here, and you're seeing the clear intention. So now you've got wick rejection, and you ideally want to see that price is actually holding into the level. So now we've got an engulfing candle here, and everything is looking lovely, right? Right around our order block. Now let's see. Look at that. Beautifully. Everything is playing out beautifully there. And whilst we look at the whole idea of price coming back into this order block, rejecting off of it and taking us into the trade, right? We want to ideally look at how you would target your take profit levels. So we've got the order block, which we've tapped. We're back into that. And you would ideally be taking your short position right around this level here and your stop loss just above here, not too far off because the liquidity has already been taken off. And of course, you're going to have your targets going on. Now, depending on how you trade, you may be a 1 to 3 trader. That's fine. You can literally target 1 to 3. But I'm going to show you how you can literally structure your take profit levels, even if you're not a 1 to 3 trader. Okay, so let's use our lines and I'll show you here. One of the first things that you're going to do is look to your left. So right here, price came into our trigger box, would have taken us into the trade at that level. But ideally speaking, you're seeing that there's some amount of support around this area, all right, to the left. So that's your take profit 1, right there. Take profit 1. Now, as you go down, you'll see that you've got a fair value gap, which is a strong imbalance here in price. That means your take profit 2 will be around this level, right? Because you're targeting the imbalance here. Take profit 2 right there. Then take profit 3 is going to be your swing low right around this area. All right? And then your final take profit, which is take profit 4, is going to be in conjunction with your higher time frame structure. So if we look, potentially we're getting back into this area here. So we could say this is our longer take profit level that we want to get back into. All right. And this would be our bad boy 1 to 6, our multiples. Yeah. So we risk 1% to get 6%, 6.3 to be exact on our money. And of course, you could even potentially go lower. But let's say we're locking in based on this simple TP1, that level where we've got support right there. TP2 in the imbalance, TP3 your swing low, and TP4 your higher time frame level. All right. So ideally speaking, you'd see the trade, playing out quite smoothly. There are opportunities in terms of targeting lower levels based on how price is reacting when it comes on to your stop loss and your take profits. But ideally speaking, you want to be monitoring price action. So it's that simple when it comes on to your levels of entry, your exit, and of course, that does include your stop loss as well as your take profit levels. So I hope you've got that locked in terms of how you could structure your take profit levels and of course be locking in that amount of profits on a trade. So we look for those order blocks around those areas. We want to enter there. And then of course we want to ride the continuation of that move based on what smart money has actually indicated from the order block zone. So we keep it simple, nothing complex. That's literally how simple it is. Now, if it is that we're looking for a bullish setup, it's slightly the opposite, right? But you would be looking for price to take out liquidity to the downside. And of course, you'd be looking to target your higher levels upward. So it would just be flipping the switch. So I hope you got that and you've got the whole pattern locked in terms of how you do your stop loss, how you do your entry, and how you do your take profit. And as you can see, we're getting to our longer TP slowly but surely. And always remember that if you've got longer TPs from the higher time frame levels, it's going to take a little longer for it to trigger. But you will get there with patience. As you can see, it's lovely and it's making its way into that take profit zone, right? So I hope you've got this locked in. So let's get back to the whole idea of how we can actually make this the most accurate system we can implement starting today. That's what we're going to get into right now. So for higher probability trades with more accuracy, I want you to combine a few things to make this way more solid than you could ever imagine. Number one is your higher time frame trend. What is the trend on that higher time frame of the pair that you're actually trading? If it's bearish, I want you to look for sells. If it's bullish, we're looking for buys. But I want you to fundamentally place emphasis on the highs and the lows depending on the trend that the market is currently in. Number two is the time of day. The time that you trade, it really matters. You want to be trading sessions that have volume and momentum, like your London and your New York session. Number three, you want to see price sweeping the liquidity above the highs or above your sessions or below your sessions, highs or lows, right? And of course, the other bit, you want to focus on the order blocks that form. You want to see them order blocks and you want to highlight them because these are your institutional levels that price will trade back into. And of course, if you want, pay attention to the imbalance. Those are your fair value gaps. And that video is right there. You can go watch it. And of course, once that happens, you have to enter once price retrace into that order block, making it fabulous. That's it. Nothing complex. Just keep it simple. Highlight those order blocks. Wait for the liquidity grab. Take the trade once price trades back into your order block. That's how you increase your accuracy. I mean, you don't make it complex. Just keep it real. Simple steps. Write them down, use them, and come back and let me know how it's been. Yeah, it's that simple. And that's literally my favorite SMC entry model. Your liquidity grab alongside your order blocks. That's how simple it is. Liquidity with order blocks equals a deadly smart money entry model. Like, we keeping it simple. So if you want to master this, I want you to understand that you have to do this with clarity, you have to do this with confidence, and you have to do this with a great sense of direction. Consistency is the name of the game. Focus on those higher or multiple setups using your fair value gaps, your liquidity grab, and your order blocks, basically. Now, I want you to let me know down below how you found this video, as well as I want you to drop the word order blocks or fair value gaps. Which one is your preferred way of entering with a smart money entry model? Fair value gaps or order blocks? I want to see those words in the comments, so drop them down there because I want to know. I want to know what you like. I've just told you what I like, so now it's your turn to tell me what you actually like. So with that said, that's literally the end. I want you to go watch this fair value gap video because it will solidify everything so that you understand about imbalances as well as order blocks and liquidity grab. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Remember to put God first in everything you do, because if he's in it, without a doubt, you will win it. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Love you all.